Welcome to B.S.ing Sports, part of the B.S.ing Network. I'm your host, Jacob Krogan, and with me are my co-hosts, Timothy Montgomery and Christian Gutierrez. As always, I would like to apologize for last week. Life comes at you fast, and we had a bunch of things. Some weather came up, and we weren't able to get a pod done, so I do want to apologize for that. But with that, welcome back. We're degenerates to the highest regard, and we love to talk sports and talk betting and do a little bit of BSing in between. But Gucci, how you been? I haven't get to talk to you in a week.
I've been good. Life's been a little busy with Christmas is here, so this is the busy season for the candle company that we run in. It's been really good though. Just busy at work, work candles, same thing over and over. And weather's been kind of
playoffs.
no, I missed it. I don't want to talk about it.
It sucks. It's already week 15. That's crazy.
Yeah. You don't realize how fast NFL season's coming through until it's week 16. And you're like, damn, like I'm waiting a whole nother year for it again.
It flew by this year's been crazy.
Yeah.
The officiating's been terrible, but that's besides the point. But let's jump into it. We're gonna cap off last week. I know we didn't have a show, but we still made our picks so we can keep up scores and talk about who the winners and losers are for everything. So with our DFS, I have Christian in first. He had the most points, followed by Ivan, and then me, and then Tim got last place. It's okay, Timothy.
I shoot for the moon. I don't shoot for fucking beating these three guys. First or nothing. I don't think anybody cashed.
None of us hit our three-teamers, which was really sad. And the only person that hit their lock of the week is Mr. Undefeated himself 3 weeks in a row, Christian Gutierrez. And then I went 8-6 for my individual picks. Tim went 6-7. And
started out hot and then lost 5 in a row.
Yeah, you really did.
And Gucci went 7-6. So that leaves us with the new addition to the B.S.ing Sports Bets, the clown of the week. We decided there's got to be a punishment for the biggest loser. And went on Amazon, and we found this beautiful hat that Gutierrez got to wear for us. And our first ever clown of the week is Timothy Montgomery.
Fits him well. It looks good. It's like it was made for him.
I'm never wearing this again.
Heard it here first. That's a hot take. So with that, we're going to jump into this week. We're going to talk about our DFS lineups. And one of us has to cash, right? The odds are in our favor, right?
I guess.
No? But Gucci, since you won, you get honors. Start it off. Who should these people be picking?
So for this week's DFS, my QB1 is none other than Super Bowl winning Matthew Stafford. 6,000 schmackaroonies. I think he's an excellent pick this week. Who are they playing? The Rams? They're playing someone not so good, huh?
Washington.
Playing the Commanders. So, I mean, Commanders are, I think, like second to last or dead last in QBR for the year. They're giving up QBR in defense. And I think they're number 2 in the league for receiver yardage allowed. So, I think Matt Stafford is going to be an excellent lineup.
Oh, man. Before you get started, Nick Wise said 500 on Eagles winning the Super Bowl. That is a bold take, ladies and
Nick, this
gentlemen.
podcast is full of Eagle bandwagon fans, so you fit right in over here.
I wish that $500 dono was a tax deductible write-off, but it's just not happening.
I think this is the only show in the B.S.ing Network that doesn't have an Eagles fan on it, so you picked the wrong one to show up to.
But we do appreciate everybody commenting and talking to us. Please like, subscribe, and share us. We're trying to build a network here. We're trying to build a community of degenerates and gambling. And on top of it, we're talking a lot of sports. All our other podcasts do as well. So just please share it. Chase Savvy said FSU should have been in.
No.
Chase, I hate to say it, buddy, but
sorry, buddy.
The committee made the right call.
14-point dogs to Georgia. They did not deserve to be in anywhere.
Oof. That's rough. And then Kaylin Truxell, how you doing? Thanks for listening. Go Steelers. That's a tough pill to swallow.
It is bad.
Ooh, you can appreciate the loyalty, though. You can appreciate the loyalty.
Hey, loyalty matters.
Mitch is tough to watch play football. that is so bad. Can you believe he was drafted over Mahomes?
Tyler Hurst. Appreciate it.
Roll fucking Tide, son. 15 days. No, 13 now.
Ooh.
13 days.
13 days.
Fuck, I don't know. It might be. I think it is 15.
And before that, we're gonna. I completely forgot to do this before we started, and we inherited a gambler prayer. So we all put in our picks here, and sometimes you need God on your side, or something, whoever you believe in. So we're gonna. You can take your hat off for this.
Take it off.
Just for this. Oh yeah. And we're gonna bow our heads and say a little gambler prayer. Heavenly Father, we come to you today as degenerates of the highest regard. We are once again asking for you to help our addictions by allowing us to reap what we have gambled and to make large amounts of bank. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I like that.
I can bring a grown man to tears.
With that,
beautiful.
We're going to get back to some DFS talk. Go ahead, Gucci.
All right. Thank you, Jake, for that lovely prayer. So, going back, QB1, Matt Stafford, $6,000. I think he's in a great spot this week against the Commanders. So it's a nice, easy budget. I think 18 to 23 points out of him is like golden, which I think with Puka playing the way he is, and they still got Cooper Kupp too. So I think it's going to be a great matchup. Running back 1, I think he should be running back 2 on my team, but I have him listed as 1. It's going to be Zeke Elliott. He's been getting more and more touches over the week. They interviewed him, and he says, "Yeah, like I love the." Yeah, we had to sacrifice Ivan this week for anything to hit. So
speaking of Ivan, he's visiting family in Florida, so he's not with us today, and he doesn't feel too great. So hope you get better, Ivan, and we can't wait for you to be back on the show, bud.
Gucci, is Ramondre out for sure?
Yeah. He's not. I don't know if he's out. All right, well, there it is. There's the answer. But yeah, he's been getting a ton of touches now. I think he had like 8 receptions or 8 targets last week, and a bunch. He's getting, he's running back 1 role now, so he's looking more and more like the old Zeke, and not.
Yeah, he looked like
back to where he was
last week against Caitlin's Steelers. There.
Yes,
he did look good though.
So it was fun to watch as a former Zeke fan. I mean, I'm still kind of a Zeke fan, but it is good to see Zeke thriving somewhere else. It's not the Cowboys in the later half of his career. Running back 2, I'm gonna go back to my workhorse, Derrick Henry, 6,900.
Baby.
Tractorcito. So I love Derrick Henry. I think he's gonna go for 2 touchdowns again. I think he's gone for 2 touchdowns the last 3 weeks in a row. So I'm just kind of riding the Tractorcito train and rolling with it. Wide receiver 1, I'm going Drake London again. I went with him last week or the week before, and he really paid off. 5,400. I think that's a great number because they're going against the Carolina Panthers this week. So you know how I feel about the Panthers. There's no bright spots on that team. Sorry, quarterback. But yeah, Drake London, hopefully he goes off and he can get me 20 plus points again. $5,400 is not a lot for a wide receiver 1. I love that. Wide receiver 2 is Zay Flowers. He had a bunch of targets last week, and I really like the confidence that he's building up, that he's gained with Lamar in the latter half of the season. I think he's getting a lot of coaching and a lot of that mentorship from OBJ, and Lamar's a little bit more conservative in the pocket now. So Zay Flowers is kind of getting up there. He had a bunch of receptions last week and targets. So I really like the Zay Flowers pick at $5,400, wide receiver 2. Wide receiver 3, I got to go with the obvious pick. I spent a little bit of money on him, $7,700 on Debo. Debo and Brock Purdy last week carried my fantasy teams. The reason why I won. I think them 2 together scored almost 70 plus points. So got to ride with Debo. They're playing against the Cardinals, division rival, and there's just no way Debo doesn't score 2 touchdowns in the air and 1 in the ground. So I think it's a pretty safe pick there for my last receiver slot. And then my tight end, I think Jake was talking about him on Twitter X, whatever you want to call it nowadays. Hunter Henry, $3,200. Am I right, Drake? Was that you that I saw that was commenting Hunter Henry under random people's posts and stuff?
Why are you talking about Henry on Twitter?
Because he's a good tight end
on the shittiest team.
Yeah, and that's just what you got to do with.
He loves the quarterback loves throwing to him. So I think that's your only kind of decent target. Dump it down to him. The good old tight end seamer out is always there for him. So I love Hunter Henry at $3,200. Really, really valuable, cheap pick. My flex this week is going to be D-Hop, $6,200. I think he's their only weapon outside of Tractor Cito. So if they're not handing it off to Tractor Cito, they're going to throw it to D-Hop.
Levis was slinging it to him last week. Double coverage, just giving him shots over and over and over.
Especially in crunch time, it's like, oh, there's D-Hop. Like all year.
Just the old D-Hop.
Yeah, all year you kind of just been like, where the heck is D-Hop been? He's here and there, 60, 70 yards, whatever. But last week he was back. So I think they're building that chemistry. Will Levis get more confident after that thrilling win over the Dolphins? The nice over that cashed. I call it.
That was ridiculous. That's why I'm wearing this stupid fucking hat. It's because of that over cashing.
That over, by the way, folks, that over cashed with the last 3.5 minutes of that game. It was at like 22, 23 points total.
The under was a lock, dude.
The under was a lock.
At halftime, I was thinking this was literally the definition of lock of the week. No sweat, easy win. And then the Titans fumbled 2 times inside their 10-yard line, and there it goes.
Yeah, that's 21 points in 3 minutes is ridiculous. And like I was telling Tim before the pod started, I called it. I saw the future. I reached in, and Josh told me, "Hey, take that over. You're gonna win. Your what are we calling this? Your bets of the week, and that's gonna put you over." I'm like,
anyone who bet that over in the third quarter was calling themselves an idiot for betting that over until 3 minutes left in the game.
Well, I just want to know one thing. In the chat, does the hat look good? Because it looks good in person. And I just think
it's him perfectly.
He should be the clown every week, in my honest opinion. So
I like the bells.
Hit up the chat. Let us know what you think. Let us know what bet you like, because
I don't think I deserve to wear this hat.
There's a lot of player props out there that I find very, very interesting this week.
Jordan says sexy.
Oof.
Bias.
She must be blind.
And then to round it all off, my defense is the Rams. $3,100 they're going against the Commanders. There's I think Sam Howell's gonna give them a little bit of trouble, but I think the Rams gonna get a couple sacks in there. Hopefully a forced fumble with their D line. And I'm just kind of banking 5 to 7 points out of them. Oh,
I think you got a fan in the True Six King.
Oh, thank you.
Fighting in the chat, I see.
Who's next, me or you?
You know what? We save our chugging for the end of the show. And so just stay tuned. Tell us what you think. Tell us the bet you like. But yes, the Raiders putting a beat down on the Chargers. That was the most embarrassing game yesterday.
I thought they were going to fire him at halftime. They fired him today.
They did fire him in the end today. So that was crazy. I'll start off my DFS. I'm gonna make this quick because it's simple. This is a money-making team right here, and it just looks so beautiful to me. I have Joe Flacco, Super Bowl winning Joe Flacco for the Browns. He's gonna throw 2 touchdowns, no problem.
How much does he cost? I think it's $5,000 is all he costs. I can tell you right now.
Yeah, he's extremely cheap. And then I have the boy Breece Hall 55. Balling out. Zach Wilson's there, and he just does not carry. Bench him, do what you want. It is 100% A-okay. He is just slinging the ball, and he's dumping it off to Breece Hall, which you love to see. Kyron Williams, he's been great since he's come back from the IR. He's putting up 20 points every single week, it seems like. I have Amari Cooper, had 12 targets. With the boy Joe Flacco, he's just going to keep feeding the man the ball. I have Gabe Davis. Look, he put up a goose egg last week.
I don't think that's his first one of the year either.
No, it's not. But guess what? He's due for a 20-point game, so it's going to happen.
He's not. No, he is not.
He's due.
He's due. I got Garrett Wilson just getting all the balls from Zach Wilson as well. So take the 2 best players from that offense. I think the Jets have a very strong possibility of beating the Dolphins.
No.
And then I have Trey McBride. They're playing the 49ers. Pass. It's going to be passing all day, and Kyler Murray loves his tight end, Trey McBride. And then I have Zeke. He looks good in the flex. Simple. Use him. And then I have the Pats D against Kansas City. Kansas City, they're done. The Patrick Mahomes throwing a tantrum. That was embarrassing.
Hot take.
He says they're done. What does that mean? Are they going to win the division?
I don't think they win the division.
You say that from a fan.
Who do you think he has winning the division, Gucci?
Of course. I wonder who.
I wonder.
The Broncos.
I have no idea who could win that division.
All right, I'll run through mine real quick. Same quarterback as Gooch. I've said it the last few weeks. I like to stack my quarterback. I like to double stack with the team that he's or the team for who he plays against the team he's playing against.
Yep.
So I'm going Matt Stafford, and then running back, I'm going to go Jerome Ford. I assume he'll at least get one touchdown against Chicago. Kyron Williams to stack up with Matt Stafford. Kyron Williams is a $7,500 back now on DraftKings, which is fucking nuts because he started off as a low guy.
It's insane.
He's been going off.
And then this was a tough decision. I didn't know if I should go Cooper Kupp or Puka, and I just kind of flipped the coin and chose Puka. Second wide receiver, I'm going with Jaden Reed. He scored a touchdown at least 2 weeks in a row, maybe 3 weeks in a row.
Yep. He had a rushing one last week.
He turned out to be a really good pick I think he was a 5th-round pick for the Packers. Oh, was he?
2nd-round pick. Yep.
Maybe it was Wicks that was the 5th-round guy.
Yeah, he was.
And then Garrett Wilson for my third wide receiver. He's the best player on that offense. Zach Wilson looked really fucking good last week, and never mind. I'm not going to get started on Zach Wilson. Logan Thomas. I'll go Logan Thomas as my tight end. $3,700. It's going to be a high-scoring game, that Washington LA Rams game. So I'll take Logan Thomas. Maybe he'll catch a touchdown for me. And I'm not a fan of putting running backs in my flex. I usually go wide receivers because wide receivers have a higher ceiling than running backs. But this week, I think Bijan Robinson's a great play against that shitty Carolina team. So I wouldn't be shocked if he scores 2 or 3 touchdowns. And then obviously they're going to sling him the ball around. And then I'll go with the Jets defense just because the Jets defense is the Jets. And if anyone can score a touchdown, it's the Jets defense.
That's fair.
That's my fantasy roster.
Okay, I love them. We will keep you updated. We'll post these on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Under mine, follow me at jcrogan5 or follow the B.S.ing Sports. Both will probably post it or retweet it. Into our 3 teams. The only person that sits at 3 team is Tim here.
The clown.
The clown.
And so you know what that means. He's bound to get another, right?
Oh, I'm hitting this week.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
I almost wanted to make my 3-teamer my lock of the week. But it's not an option on this pod. I love the board. The board this week I feel like this has been the best gambling week since the year has started. Like every game to me looks like I was filling out my sheet with Jake sitting next to me. He's last night or 2 nights ago, and I told him, I said, I think I'm going to go undefeated this week.
Jacob Laurent says Tim should always wear that. Well, with the way he's gambling, he probably will. Like, let's be honest. But so
shoot for the moon.
Even if you miss, you land amongst the clowns.
On the way down.
Right. Oh, I thought you were going to go first.
Yeah, I'll go first.
Yeah. Give us. You called it. You said it's going to hit.
First pick, Colts. I think I got it at 1.5. Colts minus 1.5. Playing someone who's typing the chat, or Caitlin Steelers. Steelers are terrible. Mitch Trubisky is a terrible quarterback. Mike Tomlin is probably one of the best coaches in the NFL, but the Colts are just a very nitty-gritty team, and I feel like they can beat anybody on any day. And against the Steelers at home, I'll take the Colts all day, every day.
How are the Steelers 7-6 right now, though? That's the question.
I don't
Coaching.
know. That is nuts. That is nuts.
Tomlin's the best, probably top 3 best coaches in the NFL.
Yeah. That's a Saturday game, by the way. We have 3 Saturday games tomorrow.
I love it. I love Saturday football.
As soon as college football goes away, they just start rolling in the NFL.
Bring it on.
My second pick, I see the line's up to 8 now, but I got Chiefs minus 7.5 on the road against the Patriots. The Patriots are a terrible football team. Don't let last week fool you. The Chiefs are looking to rebound after Patrick Mahomes threw his little bitch fit on the sidelines. He did come out and apologize for it. He looked like a clown. The Chiefs are going to roll in Foxborough.
Mm-hmm.
And then my third pick, I have Eagles minus 3.5. This is the B.S.ing network is owned by Eagles fanboys, so I'll root for the Eagles this week against the Seahawks, who are starting Jake's old best friend Drew Lock at quarterback.
Let's go. Gino actually practiced. So.
Who gives a shit? The Eagles are a way better football team. It is in Seattle, which is obviously a hostile environment. Now, the Seahawks are still very much in the mix for a playoff spot, right?
Yeah, they're fighting for a wild card spot.
And the Eagles are fighting for that 1 seed. I don't know if they'll win it back, but
oh man,
a couple weeks ago, I remember Swift guaranteed. He pretty much guaranteed a 1 seed for the Eagles because I was watching his pod and I typed in chat. He was like, the Eagles will have a bye and talking about playoff scenarios. And I said, so you're guaranteed the Eagles have a 1 seed? And this is after they beat the Cowboys. He goes, well, I mean, after that win, there's pretty much no way that they don't have a 1 seed. And now here they are looking at like a 5 seed. So, yeah, that's my 3-teamer of the week. And that's going to hit.
It's going to hit? You heard it here first, guaranteed.
All favorites, which I don't like, but.
Yeah, underdogs. Go ahead, Gucci. Get your Cowboy fandom out of the way.
Yeah. Here we go. We got the boys money line plus 105. I think is a shame they're an underdog. Yes, I get it. They're on the road. Josh Allen is a turnover machine, but if you pay attention to anything social media, turnovers only matter when it's Dak Prescott. But I think Cowboys are a better team overall. I don't care that it's in.
Plus 105 as a 2.5 dog.
Yep.
Yes.
It seems like a scam.
It seems like a scam. So I'm taking the boys. I'm riding with them as a fan, as a gambler. I love this pick. It's going to be a really, really good game. I don't want to take the spread because
it's going to be
win
rocking.
It's going to be nuts.
This is a must-win for the Bills.
It's a must-win for both teams. Definitely more so for the Bills. The Cowboys pretty much locked up that wild card number 5 spot, but Cowboys are sick and tired of getting number 5 spot every year. So they're going to fight for the division title and hopefully get the 2 seed because nobody's catching the Niners as a 1, even though they all get the same record. But the boys' preparation this week is just outmatched. You got our tight end 1, Jake Ferguson, dipping his hands in ice buckets before running through the jug machine and putting the pictures of the Bills safeties up there and just running through them for an hour.
What's he dipping his hand in ice buckets for?
It's going to be cold in Buffalo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's cold and rainy.
We live in North Dakota. It's fucking 40 degrees here. It's still warm.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's probably almost the same temperature down here in Texas as it is up there. But yeah, I got the boys. It's going to be probably the game of the week, at least for me as a fan. I think it's going to be a hell of a game. I hope Josh Allen turns the ball over at least 3 times, just as the fraud of a quarterback Jalen Hurts is. Not a hot take, is the truth.
Is that a late slate game?
Man,
3:00 Sunday game?
I think it's a 3:00 game. Maybe it's.
I hope it's 3:00 game.
I think it is.
I think it is.
That's going to be a fun game.
It will be a fun game.
Second leg of the 3-teamer, I got Jets Dolphins going over 37.5. I think the Dolphins clear this themselves.
Ooh.
The way their offense has been rolling. I know they kind of laid an egg the last 3.5 minutes last week, but I think they're bouncing back. Tyreek wants those 2,000 yards, so I think they're just gonna pop off.
It looks so good on you, dude.
The Dolphins offense didn't look great last week.
Yeah,
but defense put them in them positions.
That's true. But I mean, 2 fumbles away from them scoring 30 points. I mean,
boy, Chandler Purvis says the signed OJ jersey. Man, you love to see it.
Who, Kiss?
Who?
I think he's talking about you and me because you keep touching my damn hat.
I mean, it's so cute on you, dude. I mean, I can't help it.
I got my last leg. I got the Chiefs under 37.5. I think the Chiefs are still trying to figure out their offense. I think this is a 20-17 game. I think it's be close to the line. The Chiefs are still trying to figure it out. They're trying to get this wide receiver 1 debacle figured out. Travis Kelce did not have a good week last week or the week before, actually. He was actually 1 penalty away from having a really good week, which cost me some money. On that Kadarius Toney.
Oh, man.
That was
so bad. Great play.
True King said Chiefs can't catch anything but an L. That's a very true comment.
Yeah, this year's definitely been a down year for them. That Bills game last week was a hell of a game. But I think they're who are they playing? They're playing the Pats, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think this is the week for them to kind of figure things out, kind of take it slowly, kind of do a little dump off, get back to their rhythm as a team. So I think a 20-17 game is fair, and I'm just going to bank on it.
If the Chiefs are going to make a run in the playoffs this year, it's going to be the defense that leads them there.
Yes.
Their defense has been bottom 6 like the last
I did not know
4 or 5 weeks.
They only gave up 20 points to Josh Allen last week. I mean, that's not great numbers, but it's not bad.
Yeah, but
that's pretty good for an acclaimed quarterback as Josh Allen.
Denver?
Yeah.
He's basing it off of Denver.
No, I'm basing it off everything. It's a stat. Look it up. Once y'all like and share this, we will eventually have somebody behind the camera that will be able to fact check us and comment on this. But until that, you're just going to have to deal with what we say.
I do like the under in that game. I don't think the Patriots will score a touchdown.
Yeah, I actually think I have the under in that game. So I think we all like the under, which means bet the over.
And it's in Foxborough, too, so it's going to be cold as heck up there. A little rainy.
And Bill Belichick always has a good defense.
Yep.
And his defense always comes up and knows how to stop the best players on that team. And they have one good player besides Patrick Mahomes, and that's Travis Kelce. Rasheed Rice. But he looks good. He's starting to look good, but he's still a rookie, still young.
Did y'all see the report? Some guy that's like in with the team of the Patriots reported that this is Bill Belichick's last season as
yeah. You did call it, Tim. Bill Belichick to the Chargers next year. So
like they pretty much said he's gone. Yeah, and the Chargers just fired their guy. So I think they're going to make it like a stepping down. Like let him take another job. They're not going to fire him. But
yeah, I think even more interesting is that over at the Chargers HQ, their OC, Kellen Moore, declined the head coaching job, which I think he's just saving himself the embarrassment.
Maybe he likes being risky. That's funny that you say that because I think about that all the time. These coaches, like Kellen Moore, he's a young coach on his way up. They take these shitty jobs, like they take a Patriots where they are now or a Panthers job. Like I feel like that is just terrible for your career because your first head coaching job, you get fired 2 years after and you win 4 football games. There's no winning in that. Why not just stay the OC for a great football team and continue to win games and then eventually get the job that you desire? Sort of like Kirby Smart, little bitch ass with Georgia. He had millions of coaching offers. I love Kirby Smart. He was my guy. Millions of coaching offers, turn them all down, and then he gets the Georgia job and he takes it, and it turned out to be a great decision.
Yeah.
I don't know. I part of this whole Chargers thing is everyone's always, I'm on the Cowboy side of Twitter and social media and stuff, and I always see, Justin Herbert's light years away better than Dak Prescott. And I'm like, no, I don't think so. As a fan, and just watching the games, because every time we play the Chargers, we've beat them. And it's
Dude, I used to be a Dak Prescott hater. I am now a Dak Prescott believer. That man's going to win the MVP this year.
Okay, I'm going to jump into my 3-teamer. This is getting way out of hand.
Hey, we're BSing here. We're BSing.
No. Yeah, you're right. There's a lot of BSing going on right now.
Dak flipped the damn switch, and all of a sudden he's an MVP quarterback. I don't know what happened.
Oh, man.
Because if you ask me, last year and the year before, he was the person holding that team back. And this year,
I agree. I would agree with that statement.
Okay, so jumping into my 3-teamer, which is going to hit. Tim says it might happen, might not. Mine's going to hit. I have the Rams Commanders over 50.5 points. This is easy. Washington's defense is terrible. The Rams are hot right now. I see them putting up 35, 42 points, which leaves I just need 10 points from the Commanders.
The Commanders score points.
Yeah, they do. Sam Howell looks good. He gets it to his receivers, not consistently, but he gets them there.
Well, he gets sacked 7 times.
He does get sacked. The line is terrible. And then I got, of course, my boys, the Broncos, plus 4.5 against the Lions at Detroit. Love that.
That's a good game.
I think it's going to be a great game. I hope. If it's a 70-20 game, I'll wear the hat. And then, like you, Tim, I got the Colts 1.5 against the Steelers. Sorry, Caitlin, if you're still watching. I love Mike Tomlin. Mitch Trubisky's not it. Mason Rudolph might have a better chance.
No.
Mason
Rudolph. No. Mitch Trubisky's a better option than Mason Rudolph.
But that's my 3-teamer. We're going to jump into the games for this weekend and the bets we like for the games. If you have any player props that you like, or you have just any bets that you want us to talk about, get your input on, we will gladly talk about it. But the first game is the Vikings versus the Bengals. At Bengals, I have it here on the sheet. Bengals are favorites, 3.5. Over under 40.5. I'll go first. I like the under in this game. The Vikings.
Thank you, Luis. I don't know if you were here from the get-go, but I have to wear it because I had the worst record last week, which
Yes.
is bullshit because
he is our clown of the week, and you know what? He pulls it off well. But I have the under here. I don't think the Vikings are able to put up a lot of points. I mean, they put up 3 against the Raiders, and the Raiders, have an offense. So,
yeah, I feel like last week that 3-0 game says a lot about the Vikings defense. If the Raiders are allowed to score this many points last night, maybe the Vikings defense is just fucking elite. But the Chargers are terrible.
no, I don't think that's true at all.
Maybe. I mean, fucking
Nick Mullins is not the quarterback of the future. JJ's coming back, but he might get hurt. Who knows? So give me the under on that 40.5. Man, I totally clicked the wrong thing. Lock of the week.
Wow.
That's not a bad lock, though.
Oh, no. Yeah. So never mind. We're talking about our locks of the week.
Let's do the locks after.
You want to do the locks after?
Yeah, let's do the locks
Okay.
after.
Yeah.
Stay tuned until after this for the locks of the week. We have the weekend games. That's what we're talking about. Tim?
I'll go next. Scooch, I'm with Jake. I have under 40.5. I think that is a ridiculous number. They're giving Jake Browning a little bit too much credit. He had a great game last week.
He looks good.
He does look good, but that team has a lot of weapons, and anyone could look good on any given Sunday with that team, in my opinion. And I don't think this week he's going to look as great as he did last week. There's no way he could look as good as he did last week. So I'll go under 40.5. I don't think the Vikings are going to score more than 15 points. I don't think the Bengals are going to score more than 20 points. So I'll take the under. And that was almost my lock of the week. I think that is a for sure under.
For this
game,
game,
do you like for that game?
I like the Vikings plus 3.5. Keep in mind for 2 reasons. The Vikings are 4-0 against the spread in their last 4 games as a dog. So their dogs here. I think I'm following the trends. Like Tim said, I don't trust Browning a lot this week. He kind of shocked us all last week when we were in the group chat. We were like, "What the hell? Who the hell is this guy? Why is he going off?" So I think that was kind of like not a one-time thing, but definitely not a consistent thing out of Jake Browning. And then also the Vikings allow the fewest points per game on D over the last 8 weeks. So for over half the year, they're number one. I think it's 15.3 points per game they allow.
So their defense is elite.
Their defense is elite. So against the Bengals, that the quarterback's still trying to figure it out, and like I said, I'm not trusting Jake Browning more than I would anyone else.
You want to know why it's elite? They have Patrick Peterson.
How old is he?
Dude, he's so old. But the next game I got is the Steelers at Colts. I mean, I think since it was on my 3-teamer, Colts minus 1.5 seems like a good pick to me.
I hope we don't have every pick the same.
Man, do we have every pick? No, we don't. We don't.
Similar.
Thank God.
I have Colts minus 1.5. Give me Minshew, baby. Minshew mania season.
Minshew, baby.
I'm gonna ride that train as well. Not Minshew by himself, but I'm going over 42.5 for this game. The Colts are sneaky good. They can put up at least 24 on any given Sunday.
Big Diaz Energy, what's up, buddy? Glad to see you made the pod. Take the Bills minus 2.5. Oh man, Gucci, how do you feel about that as a Cowboys fan?
Wrong. He's wrong. I love the enthusiasm, but it's just not happening. And when you're a 2.5 point favorite at home, they give you 3 points just for being at home. So
it's a toss up.
It's a toss up, but definitely if you're gonna take the 2.5, take the money line. If they're gonna win, they're gonna win by 1. For the pick, that specific pick, I don't like the 2.5 points just because of how it always goes when you're the home dog or the home favorite against a really good team that's won 5 in a row. I know it's not the Cowboys' weather per se that they like playing in, but 2.5 is just too big of a number. I know it's 2.5, but if they're gonna win this game, it's gonna be by 1. It's gonna be 24-23. Bills take a last second field goal.
So leave a comment, Big Diaz, in the comment section, and we'll make a bet. I'll take the Cowboys plus 2.5 if you want to take the Bills 2.5, and we can do like a jersey bet.
I love the Bills.
If that's what you want to do. We got a split here, 2-2. But That's a wild man. Bills 2.5 might happen. Who knows?
No.
What do we got next?
Broncos Lions.
The Broncos at the Lions. -4.5 for the Lions are the favorite. 47.5. Like I said, give me the Broncos 4.5. I think that's easy. Even if they lose, I think it's a close game with Denver's defense.
Just sitting next to Jake. I have written down Broncos +4.5. I want to fucking change it so bad.
I know
the Lions looked so bad last week. It just feels like this is such a trap.
I also have Broncos.
I'm going Lions -4.5.
What? You're fading me?
I'm changing. No, it's not you. It's just it is you.
It does seem like a trap. It does seem like a trap.
I'm going Lions -4.5.
I do have the Broncos covering here. I do have the Broncos covering. The Lions are slumping a little bit here. Their end of the season slump. I don't know if it's experience or because they haven't been this good in a while. But they're slumping, and the Broncos have won 5 out of the last 6. So yeah, I kind of just gotta go with the hotter team with the better defense.
It's Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell is very similar to my guy Mike Vrabel. So if Dan Campbell's team is slumping, he's not going to let them slump for long, and I guarantee you he can get them boys up for this game. And I think after sitting here looking at Jake smiling his little ass off, getting ready for the Broncos, I think I believe in Dan Campbell and the Lions to put it to the Broncos.
As a Jake hater, a certified Jake hater, I hope I'm wrong, just so to laugh in his face. But
I want the Broncos. I want the Broncos to make the playoffs, and the Broncos need to win this week to make the playoffs.
Yep. We got the Jets at Dolphins. So the Dolphins are 9.5-point favorites. I got the over/under at 37.5 here. Lines are scheduled to change, ladies and gentlemen, so just roll with us here.
Yeah, I got the over for that game, 37.5.
What's the jersey swap bet? Okay, so how it would work is you want the Bills -2.5, and I'll take the Cowboys +2.5. If I win, you have to give me a jersey of my choice. If you win, I have to get you a jersey of your choice.
I think it should be if you win, you need a Cowboys jersey.
A Cowboys jersey.
No, that will not happen.
What? You don't want a Cowboys jersey?
I don't want a Cowboys jersey? Just keep it up there for me when I come visit.
I would rather throw up than have a Cowboys jersey.
You're a hater. I've put on, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this, I have put on the ugliest, cheesiest Broncos jersey for this man. And we went to B-dubs, and I wore that shit in public. I was like, the Broncos were decent that year. And I was like, you know what? I would be a good friend. So for you to sit up here and say, I would rather die than put a Cowboys jersey on, I'm pissed.
I said puke.
Gucci.
Didn't say die.
For some reason, my girl has a Von Miller jersey in the closet. And I went to hang it up. I was like, should we hang this jersey up, Jake? And he just looked so happy. He's like, yeah, hang up the Von Miller jersey. I said, no. I'm putting the Derrick Henry jersey up.
Tractor Cito, baby. But Jets, Dolphins. I have the Jets +9.5. I think their defense keeps them in this game. Miami just lost to the Titans. So give me that. That logic's probably why we don't win very many bets. But, we can try.
Didn't you have the under as your lock?
No, I have the over.
Over. Okay, yeah. Well, I'm with you. I have the over as well. Yeah. I think the Dolphins are going to score plenty of points. I don't know. I think I don't want to fucking get started on Zach Wilson because I don't want everyone to clip it and make me look like an idiot later in the future. But I think Zach Wilson is a good quarterback.
I agree. In my notes,
maybe I wouldn't say he is, but he could be a good quarterback. I like Zach Wilson, and I like how he's targeting Garrett Wilson way more. I think the Dolphins will score theirs, and the Jets will do enough to cover the over number.
Yeah.
But I also think the Dolphins cover.
You love that clown hat, don't you, bud?
Did you see Zach Wilson last week, man? He stood in the pocket and made some great plays, and he's great outside the pocket. It's just I don't think Aaron Rodgers would have been good on this offense. There's no time for him to throw the ball, and Aaron Rodgers can't move as well as Garrett Wilson or as Zach Wilson can. So how the hell was Aaron Rodgers going to perform in this offense? It took him 2 plays to get hurt.
4, but yeah, close enough. So you both have the over 37.5?
Yeah.
I don't hate it. Next, we got the Titans and the Texans at Titans. Titans are -3.5.
That's got to be based off no Stroud.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to.
Over under 37.5. So
I think I saw today Stroud, he didn't practice today.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm pretty sure he got listed as doubtful, which we all know is you're not playing.
which is not good for the Texans because
They're bad.
They could win this week, and
Mhm.
they're sitting pretty to make the playoffs.
Yeah. But I have Titans -3.
I have the opposite.
Yeah, you got Houston.
I have Houston.
With Mills, Mr. Neck Mills himself.
Hey, Davis Mills, he's been there for a while, so he knows the system. He can get, he can come on in and maybe do a Cooper Rush type job where he can run the offense at a, shrunken down aspect of it. And plus the Titans are 2-6 against the spread this year with teams with a winning record. So numbers don't lie. I'm a big numbers guy. I know the clown's laughing at me right now.
No, I'm not laughing. I'm shaking my head at how bad the Titans have been.
Oh, they have been bad.
I do think it's gonna be a close
I knew
game.
they were going to be bad.
So is the line at 3.5 or 3?
I think it's 3. I think it's down.
3. I have it down at 3.
Yeah,
but I like the 3 at the worst it pushes.
I'll pass on the Jersey bet, brother. I ain't that confident in. Let's put a unit on them, though.
Well, a jersey costs $130, so if your unit isn't $130, I don't blame you.
That's fair. And then checks and balances, just laughing. Who are you laughing at? Are you laughing at the clown? The clown himself, or are you just laughing at these picks?
Don't worry, I'll never wear it again. I was convinced I was going to go undefeated this week until I changed my Lions Broncos pick.
What? Fortified. Good to know, bud. I hope you're enjoying yourself.
What's that next comment say? He's talking about Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
If I was Zach Wilson, I would.
Are you saying like he played good enough to be a backup for life?
Oh, man. See, I think it's a confidence thing with Zach Wilson, honestly.
Me too.
And I think he just came back in and was like, you know what? I'm just going to sling it. What's the worst they can do? Put me on the bench? Cool.
Well, I think he's fine with that. I mean, last week or the week before, he didn't want to play. Like,
if you ask me, there's a lot of quarterbacks in the NFL that are worse than Zach Wilson. Right now, with 13 injured quarterbacks, I would rather have Zach Wilson than most of these guys.
Fortified, appreciate it. Yes, please like, share. We're trying to build this community. We love doing this, and we just want to create good content. So just please share us. Let's build this and keep going.
I think I could do a 30-minute pod by myself talking about Zach Wilson, how he had never had a fair shake, and his team has been awful forever. And this team everyone thought this team coming into the year was going to be amazing. I guarantee you. I mean, it's stupid to say. I can't guarantee it because obviously it didn't happen. But if Aaron Rodgers was that quarterback, I do not think they'd be leading that division, and they probably would not have a winning record.
They'd probably be sitting at even.
Let us know in the comments if you would want to hear us talk about Zach Wilson for 30 minutes.
No one wants to hear that. What game are we even on?
We're on the Titans game. Titans-Texans. And you have the over on that, right?
Yep, I have over 37.5. I think Will Levis has some confidence. Like Gucci said, Davis Mills has been there for some time. He knows the system. The Titans' defense, the secondary is atrocious, so anyone could score on them. Bryce Young could score on that defense. I'll take the over 37.5. That is a low number.
Man, that's insane. The next, we got Bucks at Packers. Packers are 3.5-point favorites. Over under 42.5. I have the under here. Packers defense good. I don't trust Love enough, and I don't trust Baker enough to put up points. I'm probably going to eat these words.
Yeah, you are going to eat these words.
I think
yeah.
With that being said, I'm not taking the over. I'm taking the Packers -3.5. Packers had a tough loss last week. Who'd they lose to last week? Somebody not good.
Oh, you're talking about the Tommy DeVito led.
Oh, they lost
New York Giants.
That's right. That was the other Monday night. I'm
Tommy
a big
Cutlets.
Tua fan and a big Titans fan, so I watched the Dolphins and the Titans game. I didn't watch the game. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't have the fucking double window open on my YouTube TV. I was just watching the Titans Dolphins.
I'm not gonna read that one out loud, but y'all can read it.
The Milfs don't want to hear any more about Zach Wilson. He is the Milf Slayer, baby.
Yes.
Oh, Zach Milfson.
Oh man. Gucci.
Yeah, I'll take Pack. Go Pack, go.
Go Pack, go.
I got Pack. Same thing, -3.5. They've won and covered. They won straight up and covered their last 3 home games. So they're at home again. After they beat the Chiefs at home, they've kind of just been rolling. They had an unfortunate loss against Tommy Cutlets, but sometimes the NFL sucks and you lose those tough games like that.
They're still right there. They still have the last seed in the playoff.
Can we stop and talk about his agent? There's no way that was real. There's no way.
No, I think he is very Italian, but he put on the suit and the hat to look more Italian. But I know he was on Pat McAfee today. No free shout out to Pat McAfee. I don't think he needs him, but
he doesn't need him, but you still shouted him out.
He was on the Pat McAfee show today wearing the same exact outfit. That guy's cool as fuck. I like him.
Okay, well, is he real or fake? That's the question we all want answered here.
I just love every time Tommy DeVito does anything good in the stands, they just show his dad doing this.
The whole family is just going crazy. It's good to see, the divisions.
The gabagoo. The next game we got is the Giants at Saints. Saints are 6.5-point favorites.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Over under 39.5.
I'm going Giants to cover the 6.5. I got Saints winning by 3 to 4 here at best. Olave is going to have a field day against this defense. The Giants don't have any good corners, so I think he gets 1, maybe 2 touchdowns and a ton of yards and a ton of receptions. But Tommy Cutlets is going to give them the run for their money.
Checks and balances. I'm confused. You said let's go Packers, and now you're saying let's go Giants.
He's picking his game picks. These are
if you're sharing your bets. You know what? We agree with
I'm
you.
right there with checks and balances. Let's go Giants this week. Give me the plus 6.5. I think the Saints are just miserable to fucking watch. That offense is atrocious. And if Derek Carr's at the helm, they're not going to score 13 points. That team is terrible. So I'll take Giants. Tommy DeVito has a little bit of electricity to him. They're going to score some points. I wouldn't be shocked if they win the game outright. So I'll take the Giants.
Even with Kamara playing the way he's playing?
2021 ball game. And so I got the over 39.5 points here. And I do like Tommy DeVito.
The 6 and 7 division, who's going to win it? Who do you want to see win it? Who do you want to see in the playoffs?
I had to see,
none of them are going to win a playoff game. But
I want to see Baker Mayfield in the playoffs. That's who I want to see.
Baker Mayfield, Chris Godwin. That team's more fun to watch than anyone, I guess.
Rashad White's balling out. It's a good time. The next game, oh my God, this is a football game that we have to watch. The Falcons at the Panthers.
Another NFC South team. 2 NFC South teams.
The Panthers are plus 3.5 underdogs, and the over-under is 34.5. That's how you know it's a bad game. The over-under is under 35 points. Yeah. And with that being said, I'm going to take the over.
Well, the Falcons are in the driver's seat for the division just because they get to play the Panthers. And maybe they'll have a 500 record after this week.
Mm-hmm. I see like a 28-10 game.
Yeah. 28 points.
Yeah, I think literally the Panthers will not be able to stop the offensive attack.
I think my hometown high school team could stop the fucking Falcons' offensive attack. And they won 2 games in my entire 4-year tenure in high school.
Don't you have B.S.ing on your DFS this week, or is that Jake?
I do have B.S.ing. I said he'll score at least 1 touchdown.
Okay, B.S.ing, Drake London. Point game.
I'm going with the Falcons to cover the 3.5-point spread. And they're 5-1 against the spread the last 6 weeks. The last 6 division games. So they're playing really well against the division. Granted, it's not a good division. Okay, let's put that out there. Not a good division, but they are 5-1. They didn't cover last week. That was the first week that they didn't cover against the division opponent. And they're just like Tim said, they're battling for that number 1 spot in their division and trying to get that playoff spot, which I think they're not going to do well if they do make the playoffs. I mean, obviously it's the Falcons, but I think that's good for their team building if they do at least make the playoffs. I think that's a pretty solid dub for the team going into the season with the number 9 draft pick.
Yeah, I got fooled last week. 2 weeks ago I said I would never bet on the Panthers, and then the Panthers covered against the Saints. And that made me realize that the Saints are just that fucking terrible. So last week I bet on the Panthers again, thinking maybe they could cover. It was a high number. It was like 10.5 or something. Did not cover. So I'm fading the Panthers for the rest of the season. I'll take the Falcons minus 3.5. That is ridiculously low. There's no way the Panthers could ever cover a plus 3.5 spread. They suck. And I love Bryce Young. I'm an Alabama homer for anyone listening at home. And I'm betting against Bryce Young this week.
Next game we got is the Justin Field-led Bears at the Joe Super Bowl winning quarterback Flacco-led Browns here. Browns are 3.5 points favorites. Over under 38.5. This is easy to me. Browns defense, too good. And Justin Fields is unreliable. And Joe Flacco has looked good in that offense, and all they needed was competent quarterback play. Give me the Browns minus 3.5. Easy.
I don't mind that pick. I saw they finally signed Flacco off the practice squad.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
They gave him a 1-year contract. I didn't see the number, how much they gave him, but every week after he played, it was like, Flacco, back to the practice squad, and then he'd start the next week.
I think if he wins out or something like that, he gets $4.5 million or
good for him.
Something like that.
I think Flacco just loves football.
Dude, man looks good. The offensive line's good. He has time to throw the ball. His arm's still there. He overthrows every receiver, I feel like, but
I like the over. I think Justin Fields is the Browns quarterback. I don't know what the fuck they're going to do with their first round or with their number 1 pick because the Panthers aren't going to win another football game. Caleb Williams is obviously like you. If he's there, it kind of, to me, it seems like you have to take him. So maybe they'll trade that pick away for something else. I have no idea. I think Fields is the future for the Chicago Bears. That's what they need. And I think Joe Flacco is a good enough quarterback to cover a 38.5 over-under number. The Browns will get theirs, and I think the Bears will get theirs as well. This won't be as miserable of a game as it seems on paper.
Yep. Yeah, I got the Browns covering 3.5, like Jake. The Browns are 6-1 against the spread at home this season, so I think that they're playing well at home against a subpar team. And plus, let's be real, the Bears are not good. They suck again.
Eric Cutler, if you're watching, fuck the Bears.
You said the Bears suck?
The Bears suck.
Bears have looked good, man.
They actually have.
Did you watch the games last night?
Yes.
In the hunt were the Bears.
Yeah, in the hunt at 5 wins.
5-8.
Yeah, if the Lions lose out and the Packers lose out and the Vikings lose out and the Bears win out, they are your NFC North champions.
Well, I want to say something real quick. Coming into the season, Bears fans were being totally delusional. They lost like 1 million games in a row. And for some reason, Bears fans thought that they were going to be a good football team this year, and they turned out to be terrible, and they were all shocked by it, and it blew my mind. Yeah, I never understood why the Bears fans thought that the Bears were going to be a good football team this year. Next year would be the year that I think that the Bears are going to be a good football team for the first time, in my fucking lifetime? Maybe, what were they good one time with the guy that cheated on his wife? What's his name?
Jay Cutler.
Jay Cutler. The one time they were good with Jay Cutler.
No, they went to the Super Bowl with Rex Grossman, my guy.
I don't
against the Colts. Peyton Manning's first Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I think I would be happy as a Bears fan right now watching what I'm watching. You have the number 1 pick. You're going to be somewhere in the middle of the pack for the second pick, for their second pick. Next year would be the year if I was a Bears fan to be excited. This year just blew my mind. The Bears fans had expectations up to the fucking ceiling, and it made no sense.
Next game, we got the Chiefs at the Patriots. Chiefs, you said, are 8-point favorites now?
7.5. It might. Yeah, it went up to 8.
Over under 37.5. Me, I got the under here.
I took Chiefs plus 7.5, which makes me feel good because now it's up to 8. I said it earlier. They're one of my 3-team parlay teams. The Patriots suck. I'll take Patrick Mahomes coming off his little bitch fit plus 7.5 or minus 7.5. They'll win by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, I got the under here, 37.5, just because the Patriots can't score more than 10 points a game.
You were giving us a lot of clippable moments there, Tim, and I appreciate it.
I love it. Yeah, this would be fun to put together. The Patriots can't score, and the Chiefs they're not scoring to what we're accustomed to the last 4 or 5 years. I don't know if it's the Taylor Swift distraction or if it's something else going on. The wide receiver one, we know that's a problem. But
and there's a lot of drama this week with Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce because I didn't fucking look into it, so I don't know. I'm not the guy to ask, but Taylor Swift did something and Travis Kelce couldn't come because he had to practice, and a lot of the Swifties.
It was her birthday. It was her birthday on Wednesday.
Oh, it was her birthday.
And all the Swifties were losing their mind. Where's Travis? Where's Travis? He's in the NFL.
Yeah, he has a job.
Yeah.
So.
Oh God,
he's locked in. That's how you know it's real this week with the Chiefs. That they're gonna cover the spread. So
next game we got the 49ers at the Cardinals. Cardinals are 12.5-point dogs. 47.5. You know me. I love Kyler Murray. Give me the Cardinals to cover. 12.5 points is a lot. Kyler Murray is a good quarterback. He's a toddler on the field, but he's a good quarterback.
Who's he going to throw to?
Michael Wilson. He's back this week.
Is he?
Yeah, he's back.
Nice. You got Michael Wilson, Hollywood Brown, and you got the boy Trey McBride. That's who he only needs to throw to. The man's 6'5", 260. He's catching everything.
He's getting 2 catches for 13 yards, Jake. I'm sorry.
If that happens, I'll give you a crisp high five.
I'll take that.
I'm stuck in a spot this week because I have a stacked ass fantasy football team in a redraft league, and I don't know if I should start Najee or James Conner. It's been giving me fits all week. I think I'm going to stick with Najee.
Interesting take.
Against that Niners defense is tough for James Conner, but Big Diaz says the Cardinals cover. If you see 12.5 in an NFL game, it is very hard not to pick the team to cover that number. 12.5 is a lot of points in the NFL. But I thought about this game the other night laying on my couch, and I thought to myself while I was watching that football game, I could easily see myself kicking myself and saying,
attaboy.
This game is 45 to nothing at halftime, just like it was last night. And I'd be
why did I try to fade it? Yeah, I can see that happening.
Well, I mean, last week the Dolphins were 13.5 point favorites, and they were up 14 points with 3 minutes left.
True, very true.
How did that go?
So I'm just gonna take the under. I hopefully the fucking Niners don't let the Cardinals score. Hopefully Trey McBride doesn't get his like he says.
He upped it. Gucci, he said he's gonna get 3 for 32. Not 2 for 14. And then Connor? Ooh, he said Connor over Najee.
Is that what he thinks? Fuck, I don't know. I'm torn between it. Najee has not been great this year, so it is a tough start sit.
Ooh. Big Diaz says Cardinals always play the Niners tough. I mean, he's not wrong.
What he means by that is it's big brother, little brother. You know, when they're fighting. I know Jake's a big brother. I am too. You know, you stick your hand out and you got the little one swinging at him. You're like, you know, it's that. So it's going to be a 30-10 game. It's the over's going to smack. I'm sorry, it's going to be a 40-10 game. All right, sorry, I was looking at the wrong number here. It's going to be a 40-10 game. The over under is a 47.5. It's going to go over. The freaking Niners will cover this by themselves, damn near. And I trust the what we talking about? The Cardinals to score 10 points in junk time.
Ooh, so you took the under, he took the over. And I just took the points, baby, because guess what? The Cardinals will not let me down.
It is tough. That game is tough because
it is a tough game. Yeah,
because the Niners will get theirs. It's will the Cardinals score? So that is a tough game.
Next game, we got the Commanders at the Rams. Rams are 6.5 point favorites.
Sneaky good game here.
Over under 50.5. Me, this is simple. Over all day, baby. I told you it's probably going to be a 45-10 ball game.
You did?
Yeah, I like that. I have the over as well. I think Matt Stafford slings the ball around. He's a fucking Hall of Fame quarterback, in my opinion. Sam Howell on the come up. He just needs a good offensive line. Fuck, the man has no time to throw the ball. Give him some time. He has 3 very good weapons in Samuel, Dotson, and McLaurin. I like the over in this game.
Yeah. I got the Rams covering the spread 6.5. I got them winning by probably 10, if I'm being honest. The way they've been playing the last 3 weeks, Matt Stafford's been on a tear. He's thrown 3 touchdowns in each game in the last 3 weeks, so he's heating up at the right time. And the Commies are ranked dead last in yards allowed per game in passing. So I think that's just a recipe for Rams to cover.
Terrible against the pass.
Yeah, and plus, we went over this a week or two ago, probably 2 weeks ago now, because we didn't do one last week. But just to reiterate, the Commanders gave away their entire defense. So it's going to be.
They did with Sweat and Chase Young. I didn't understand that move.
I don't understand why they. I can see why Sweat, because he's a little bit older, but Chase Young was their number 1 overall pick a couple years ago. So I don't get that. And I thought they were going full tank mode, but they're still putting up 24 points a game at the last couple weeks. So, I mean, I don't know if it's a good idea or not. I definitely don't think you can afford to lose somebody at that position when you're trying to build a team as young as they are. But, hey, to each their own. Maybe they know something we don't.
So, next game, Gucci, I'll let you get this one. It's the Cowboys at the Bills, minus 2.5. This is the chat's game of the week, apparently.
This
over
is the
under
game
50.5 points.
So, I got the boys' money line. This is part of my lock and part of my 3-teamer. I got it at plus 105. I think the line's going to shift closer to Sunday. I think it's going to be closer to even, which is ridiculous for the Bills being at home. But the Bills haven't been the Bills as of this season. They've had a couple good wins this year,
They
but
lost to
they've
the
had some-
Broncos.
yes,
Home field advantage is huge for the Bills, though. That's why they're favorites.
Yeah, but it's a 2.5 point favorite. That's ridiculous when you're trying to factor in something like that. And the Cowboys are prepping. I talked about it at the beginning of the episode. The Cowboys are prepping correctly. You know, they're Jake Ferguson's putting his hands in ice buckets of water, and he's their offensive dog on that side of the ball.
He's holding on to the ice bucket thing, dude. He's
Look at it. If you haven't,
they're prepping.
watch.
They're gonna be ready. We're gonna win.
Well, you do have the
Alright.
coach that's known for like slamming watermelons over his head and
Yeah, he's nuts.
smashing turkeys. He'll get the boys ready.
Oh man,
Dak Prescott, ever since the Niners loss earlier in the year, it's in week 5 or week 6, has just been on an absolute freaking tear. It's out of something in his mindset shifted. The new West Coast offense just finally clicked. It's 1-2, all right, down to the flat, and you just can't stop that. And you got a 1-2 punch coming out with Tony Pollard and Rico Dowdle. Not many people know Rico, but Rico's kind of Zeke-esque in those short yardages, and he's shifty but like still a little stocky. And I don't think the Bills defense can hold up to the Cowboys' caliber of an offense. The Bills.
Did we lose Gooch?
No. Gucci, we lose?
Are we still here?
I think we're still here. Clock's still going. Chad, are we still here?
Farted. I think we're still here. Should we talk?
Yeah. So I'm gonna eat these words, and you know what? I'm gonna take this off of you real quick as I say this.
Why?
Here we go.
Oh,
I'm gonna take the Cowboys money line real quick, and that one's gonna hurt me. But you can have this back.
All right. Well, I'm taking the under 50.5. I think it's going to be a hard-fought football game.
No, we're still here. Appreciate it, Luis
Rivera.
So Gucci had the technical difficulty, so it will just be us. Hopefully, he comes back.
I'll take the under. I'm going under 50.5. I think the Cowboys defense has been fucking terrible lately, but they do have guys. And their defensive coordinator is a guy. It was tough last week for the Bills, so I'm going to take the under.
I respect that. Dak did learn to stop trying to do too much.
He did. He dumps that ball off. He throws it across the middle. I don't know. Something about Dak. I don't know what it is. I've said it to him many times. It was like week 6. We were watching the Cowboys play somebody on whatever game it is that, what's his name? Not Tony Romo, but the other Cowboys legend that calls games. He was just shitting on Dak Prescott the whole game.
Christian. I mean, if you can get back to us, we're still here, buddy. But his Wi-Fi cut out, so that's unfortunate. If you can't be back, I'll read his picks off, and we'll talk about how bad his picks are. And
give me the under on that game. I think it's going to be a hard-fought game.
The under. Next game we got is the Ravens at the Jags. Jags 3.5-point underdogs at home. Over under 42.5.
That's crazy that they're 3.5-point dogs. I know I'm not a fucking Trevor Lawrence fan. I'm a Jaguars hater, being a Titans homer. But the Ravens are the most overrated football team in the NFL.
Did it go up or down? Oh, is it? Wait, what? Oh, you teased it to 48. Oh,
that's not a bad tease.
That's a good tease. I respect that.
With that being said about how much I dislike the Ravens and I dislike the Jags, these are probably the two most hated teams I have in the NFL. I couldn't pick a side. So I just went with the fucking over. Flip the coin, under, over. I have no idea. I'm not betting on Trevor Lawrence. And I'm never betting on Lamar. So
yeah, no.
Give me the under.
I like Lamar for 2 touchdowns here. I'm just going to say that up front.
Oh, wait. No, sorry. I chose the over.
Yeah.
42.5 is low.
I chose the over, but if you want to make a spicy bet, take Lamar's 2 touchdown passes because I think that hits.
Who the fuck does he throw to? He's terrible. He's on statistics-wise. He has been terrible his entire career without Mark Andrews. Troy Aikman was him.
Yep.
Thank you.
Oh, we got Gucci back.
We're back on the phone. I don't know what happened with
Troy
Aikman. Back on the phone, ladies and gentlemen.
We were talking about Cowboys, and it was like week 6 or something, and Troy Aikman was just shitting on Dak Prescott. He does not like Dak Prescott. Maybe he does now that he's playing good, but
yeah, I
don't know. Something about Dak. Troy Aikman just is not a fan.
Well, Gucci, now that you're back, who you got in the Ravens-Jags game?
Ravens-Jags. Let me pull up my
I'll let you know. You got the Ravens minus 3.5.
Yeah, I love the Ravens here. The Jags aren't good. They've been playing subpar. I mean, I saw a tweet or an X on X. I don't know what tweets are called nowadays since it's not Twitter. But there's a tweet out there that said, "Is it time to discuss Trevor Lawrence as
saw
a
that.
bust?"
I saw that.
Oof.
And
That's not a bad point considering he was projected to be the next greatest of all time.
yeah. And plus, the Baltimore defense has been rolling these last couple of weeks. They lead the league in sacks with 49 of them, with a terrible offensive line that the Jags have, and I think they're on their third or fourth string left tackle, because they lost to injuries, which is crazy.
I need to
Trevor
look at the
Lawrence has
record.
been sacked 31 times this season, which is one shy of his record back when he was a rookie in 21. So yeah, I got to roll with the Ravens here. Plus, I love to see the Ravens at the top seed of their conference. So I'm rolling with the Ravens.
Gotcha. And then the last game, the Monday night game, we got the Eagles at the Seahawks. Seahawks are 3.5-point underdogs, 47.5. I got the under here. Eagles offense hasn't showed up. Seattle has a sneaky defense, and if Drew Lock does play, he's going to throw like 10 picks minimum.
That's how we felt watching Trevor Lawrence. I think he threw 5 picks in the wild card game last year, and we thought he was going to throw 10.
That's insane.
I'll take the Eagles minus 3.5. I think the Eagles are just a really good football team. They've had a tough go of it lately, playing very good teams back to back to back to back, all coming off of buys. I think the Eagles will come out this week and show everyone that they are still the Eagles, and I like the Eagles to even make the Super Bowl this year. So
gross. I'm gonna agree with Tim.
500 on that because first comment said put 500 on Eagles to win championship.
I like them to make the Super Bowl.
Okay, you win the championship. You go to the Super Bowl.
It's tough this year because the Cowboys are a very good team, and Dak's playing out of his mind, and then the Niners obviously have the weapons that they have, so it's hard to bet on the Eagles. I'm not going to put my money where my mouth is, but if I had to pick someone, I like Jalen Hurts and them Eagles.
And I don't think anybody's beaten the Avengers over there in San Francisco this year. But yeah, for this game, I got Philly minus 3.5, and the only notes I got written down is I hope I'm wrong because I really want that one seed as a Cowboys fan, or in the division, because the Cowboys do way better at home. But yeah, Philly's just a better team than Seattle. Seattle's lost 4 or 5 straight. Granted, they've had a really hard schedule, but they're just not doing well. And I lost my co-host.
Nope, I'm here. Sorry.
Yeah,
keep talking. You're good.
I hope I'm wrong. But I think that's the right pick here. 3.5.
3.5 is a good pick. And then last but certainly not least here, and these are the ones that matter because these are ultimate bragging rights here. We have our locks of the week, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm just going to start this off with Tim has not hit a lock of the week yet.
Nope.
I'm 2-1. I had a very terrible pick, and I did get roasted in the group chat for this because I had the over for the Raiders and the Vikings game.
He should be wearing the fucking hat just for that.
Absolutely.
It was a big clown game. But this one's going to hit because we always bet the over. We don't believe in the unders, even though I pick the unders in a lot of these games. My lock of the week, Commanders, Rams, over 50.5. Put it in the book. Put the house on it.
That's a lot of points.
That's a lot of points.
I love the pick, but that's a lot of points.
Christian, who you got?
Yeah, here we go. Money line. Don't overthink it. The Bills aren't good.
Money line. You can take the points.
I'll take everything. I'll take them to church. I'll take them to school. I'll take them anywhere.
Is your lock money line or the points?
I think the points is my money line. But if you want to be safe, for the people out there,
take the 2.5 points.
Yeah, it's
2.5's a lot in the NFL.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I'll take my lock is the Colts minus 1.5. Fucking fade me. It's not going to hit. 0-3. Jesus Christ.
Love it. And then we're going to end this segment with a new part, hot takes. And so what we're going to do, we're going to take turns and give our hot take of the week of what we think is going to happen. And we're either going to look really good on social media, if you follow us on TikTok or Twitter or you just YouTube shorts that we do. We're going to clip them, and they're going to be there.
Hot takes, huh?
Christian, you got your hot take?
I do, and it's Cowboys related.
Cowboys money line, he said?
Well, it's Cowboys related for my hot take. So my hot take, it's for the rest of the year. Cowboys win out and get the 1 seed in the NFC East. And I know they have a tough schedule. They play the Bills this week, and then they play who they play next
I was
week.
about to look it up.
They have the hardest schedule remaining out of all the entire league.
Bills, Dolphins, Lions, Commies.
Yeah, I think the last two are pretty easy. Especially with how the
I think the Lions are easy.
I think the Lions is going to be easy. If they continue slumping the next 2 weeks, I think their aura's gone. If they lose one of these two next games coming up by the time we meet them, but I think Cowboys won out and fade me. I mean, I know America loves and hates the Cowboys equally. So let me know. Laugh at me when they don't, when they lose the last game against the Commies, which we always do. But that's my hot take of the year.
Oh, that's for the year. I was just doing this week.
I have for the year as well.
Oh, well, I just have a hot take for this week.
You go first.
Zach Milson himself throws for 3 touchdowns, and they beat the Miami Dolphins.
That is a hot take.
That would be great.
It's believable, though. I don't know. I'm a Zach Wilson fan, so. Gucci, my hot take, you're going to fucking hate it.
Typical.
It's the Bills. The Bills are going to win out for the rest of the season, and they're going to make the playoffs, and they're going to make a run in the Super Bowl. It is Buffalo. It has always been Buffalo. Let's go, Buffalo.
You think the Buffalo's going to do what?
They're going to win out, and they're going to make the playoffs, and they're going to make a run late into the playoffs.
Okay. Those are some spicy takes from all of us.
It's
I feel
Josh
like
Allen, man. Josh Allen is that motherfucker.
So here's the thing about Josh Allen, right? So I was watching a bunch of analytic stuff today at work because I had nothing going on. It's a Friday, right? Let's be real. But Josh Allen has worse numbers than a lot of your favorite quarterbacks the last 3 years. I don't know how in the hell he made it on the cover of Madden. All right. I think he had one good game where he didn't get a coin flip and it ascended him into popularity. But Josh Allen is a turnover machine. He averages about 15 interceptions a year. Josh Allen is pretty cute, but he's a turnover machine. I think they lose a lot of games because of him, just as much as they win games because of him.
I like it. Broncos money line. Let's ride, baby.
To me, Josh Allen represents who Buffalo is. Just a hard-nosed motherfucker that is there to win football games, and he's not scared to get hit. I love his energy. I don't know. I think Josh Allen. Would you take Dak Prescott over Josh Allen? Answer that honestly, please.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
He
does throw a lot of picks.
Who's the MVP front runner right now?
Huh?
Who's the MVP front runner right now?
You're right. You're right. It is Dak.
Who's leading the league in touchdowns to interceptions ratio?
You're right. I understand.
Who's leading the league in QBR?
You're right. I understand, but the past does not affect the future. So
Broncos can hit the money line if they were facing the Panthers. That's a hot take right there, ladies and gentlemen. With that being said, we are not giving financial advice. We are degenerates. We gamble. We love sports, and that's what we do best. Thank you for listening to B.S.ing Sports Bets, part of the B.S.ing Network, where we do a little bit of BS and we talk a whole lot of sports. Thanks, guys.
Never wearing it again.